you could learn a million things that could help make you better. But if you learn them all at the same time, you're going to go nowhere. You're going to be spreading yourself too thin. That's a very common problem and mistake people make. It's like, okay, I want to learn how to do all these things better. You can do them all, but just not all at the same time. So the prioritization happens when you run an experiment that I talk about in the book called the DeLorean Experiment, where you put yourself in, if you don't know what the DeLorean is, it's a time machine from Back to the Future, right? What you do is you hypothetically make a decision on one of those things that you want to learn. Go into the DeLorean in your head 1 year into the future, and you will have acquired those skills. You would have done it. Like, don't worry about how, but you just end up in that place where it is now a part of you, right? You're good at that. What is that now unlocked for you? What is your day like? How is life different now? Do you regret going down that route, or are you super stoked on it, right? And then come back to today and then do the same experiment with the next and the next. And then whichever one gives you the most excitement or maybe more opportunity when you travel into the future and you kind of think about life then and what that can open up for you. That experiment alone has helped about 90% of my students who have a decision to make figure out which one to do. And also which ones like they would never do, right? That's the other part about this. It's like, ick. Like, I don't want to be a part of this community that like people who have this skill have, like, ew. So let me move that out of my brain and move into something else instead. The other 10% of the time, honestly, we just flip a coin. Like, you're going to get more value from literally randomly making a decision on which one to do. And then again, committing to a time period to focus on that versus just like, which one? I don't know. Like, every day you don't decide is a day that's wasted. There's no learning happening. Like, the learning happens as you go. And again, that's so counterintuitive for those of us, especially as perfectionists, especially those of us who are afraid of making mistakes. But you know what? The mistakes that we think are going to derail us become the guardrails that you actually can move within. That's the interesting thing about those mistakes. Yeah, so that's how you prioritize. Sometimes it's just throwing a dart and then, giving that time commitment. The other thing I will say that often comes up during this time, there's a lot of people out there. Alex Hormozi says this. There's a book called The One Thing. He says, like, you should only work on one thing. Like, you should pick one thing and just do that forever for the rest of your life. And I've tried that. I've tried to just focus on the one thing. And I, as a creative entrepreneur, like I know many of your listeners, feel unfulfilled. I have an itch that I want to scratch. And the more I let it just like be itchy, the more like anxiety I get, right? I have to try